So let's now put the focus on the FIR, because that's really revealed what played out, what led to this kind of unprecedented violence in the streets of Haryana. Now, according to the police and according to the FIR, slogans like Pakistan Zindabad were being raised. Remember that we've had, in fact, during that yatra, according to the FIR, stone pelting, arson, vandalism, and multiple incidents of police officials also being targeted. Now, as a result of all that we witnessed and the investigation taking place, Bajrang Dal and VHP workers took to the streets of Delhi and adjoining areas, blocking key national highways as well. So even as these protests and the politics continues, we ask one question, and it's the only question that really matters. Who's responsible right now for this deadly mess? Who's responsible for the death of 6 people?
Haryana simmers. Uneasy calm in Nuh. Parts of Gurugram burn. There's no sign of normalcy in the violence-hit zone, even 3 days after communal violence flared up.
अभी तक 116 लोगों को अरेस्ट किया गया है और 90 इसके अतिरिक्त और डिटेन किए गए हैं। पूछताछ करने के बाद उनके खिलाफ भी कार्रवाई जो बनेगी वो सब की जाएगी। सारा जो विषय आया है, इसके पीछे किसका हाथ है, कैसे शुरू हुआ, इन सब बातों के ऊपर भी प्रोसेस चल रही है। उस सारी प्रोसेस में कोई भी दोषी है उसको बख्शा नहीं जाएगा।
India Today accessed the FIR, where many stinging revelations were made. Police say there were 800 to 900 people who chanted Pakistan Zindabad slogans while marching towards the Shiv temple. It's the same temple where 2,500 people were held hostage on 31st July. Police FIR mentions that the mob marched towards the yatra with sticks and guns, and petrol bombs were even hurled at the yatra.
नूह में 41 FIR है, उसमें 116 आदमी पकड़े गए हैं। इसके अलावा नूह में अभी 90 आदमी और भी हमने डिटेन किए हैं, उनसे भी हम पूछताछ कर रहे हैं उनका क्या इन्वॉल्वमेंट है, और जो संदिग्ध पाए जाएंगे उनके खिलाफ भी जो है उन्हें अरेस्ट किया जाएगा, उनके खिलाफ कानूनी कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
पुलिसकर्मी जो शोभा यात्रा में शामिल होते हैं वो एक के बाद एक भीड़ को रोकने के लिए हवाई फायरिंग शुरू कर देते हैं, लेकिन भीड़ रुकती नहीं है। लेकिन FIR में जो चौंकाने वाला खुलासा हुआ है वो खुलासा ये हुआ है कि ये जो खेत आप देख पा रहे हैं मंदिर के आसपास और ये जो पहाड़ी देख पा रहे हैं, इन पहाड़ी इलाकों से जो उपद्रवी हैं 600 से 700 के लगभग जो उपद्रवी थे, वो पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद के नारे लगाते हुए अवैध हथियारों से फायरिंग करते हैं।
The Bajrang Dal and VHP workers upped the ante against communal violence that rocked Haryana. The Hindu group stormed the streets of the national capital, blocking key national highway connecting Haryana's Faridabad with Delhi.
Right there you can see in your visuals, these are Bajrang Dal Karyakartas, Vishwa Hindu Parishad Karyakartas who have blocked the Badarpur Toll Plaza, which is the connecting point between the national capital and Faridabad of Haryana. And right there you have the Bajrang Dal Karyakartas sloganeering, holding Bhagwa flags and sitting on the road, literally blocking the lane which heads towards the national capital.
ये सब बातें बहुत समय से मीडिया में आ रही थी, सोशल मीडिया में। उसका ध्यान क्यों नहीं दिया गया मैं नहीं जानता। पुलिस की तैयारी क्यों नहीं थी, इंटेलिजेंस का फेलियर है। हमको हरियाणा की सरकार ने वचन दिया है कि जो जिम्मेवार अधिकारी हैं वो भी बख्शे नहीं जाएंगे।
Not just Delhi, the Hindu group workers staged massive protests in Haryana's Panipat, Uttarakhand's Dehradun, and adjoining Noida was put on high alert. 6 people were killed in the violence that nobody foresaw. But who's at fault? Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's take this across to our reporters on the ground. Shreya Chatterjee is joining us live from Nuh. We've also got Amit Bharadwaj getting us latest updates from Manesar. Both of them have been on the ground for the last 48 hours, getting you every single update that you currently see on your screens. Shreya, I'd like to begin with you. Good evening. You're joining us from Nuh. where 2 days back things were extremely tense. And even today, I see behind you the prohibitory orders are still in place, which means that there's no sense of normalcy really that's still crept in.
Well, absolutely so, Akshita. You know, there is no sense of normalcy at present in Nuh, despite the district collector actually suggesting for a, ease-off period, which was given between the 3 and 5 p.m. People could have opened shops, but we were here at Nuh. There was absolutely no sign of normalcy. People are not coming out from their residences. There is a sense of uneasiness that still prevails. We've seen RAF on the ground. There is riot control vehicles that are moving around. Area domination is still continuing. Remember, right now, the reason it is also a little uneasy is because the arrests have started happening. Till yesterday, the police was also trying to get off the visuals of the riots. They were taking away all the remnants of the cars that were set on blaze. But from yesterday late night, several arrests have taken place. Till last, we had an update of 116 arrests that have already taken place in Nuh itself. So clearly, the sense of uneasiness is still very much present. The law and order right now, if we talk about, is alert, and we have RAF on duty. There is extra additional forces that have also been brought in to ensure that if at all something spirals out of hand, there is well preparedness.
All right, Shreya, getting us that update from Nuh. I also want to bring in Amit Bharadwaj on this broadcast, who's joining us from Manesar. Amit, you've been tracking how there have been protests that have broken out since the violence, particularly from right-wing groups who've all objected to the riots, accusing the other side of triggering the violence. The question right now, however, is about one person. It's about cow vigilante Monu Manesar, someone who's a habitual offender and at this point remains absconding. Is there a concern that he is, in a sense, being shielded by the Haryana government? Because there have been multiple comments by the Haryana government, giving him the clean chit. We're not accusing him, we're not saying he's guilty, but at least find him and question him.
Absolutely right, Akshita. That is a big question that is hovering around that as to what was the role of Monu Manesar in this particular case. That needs to be investigated. And you have several comments coming from people who are in the power circle of Haryana, giving an indication, sort of a clean chit that he was not part of the procession which was taken out at Nuh. But on the other side, it remains a matter of fact that this person is an absconder. He is accused in a murder case of cow vigilante, and because of that, there's a lot of uneasiness on both sides as well. His role needs to be investigated. Whether he had put several social media videos, social media posts appealing people to gather at Nuh, that needs to be investigated as well. And as Shreya was also mentioning about the uneasy calm that prevails right now in Nuh. Similar situation is in Manesar as well. In fact, the very temple where I'm standing, this is the spot where a Hindu Mahapanchayat of sorts was called after the kind of crackdown that is being carried out by the Haryana Police in connection with the Nuh violence. And the police convinced the organizers that because 144 has been imposed and action is being taken out right now, please vacate the area. Eventually, after several hours of conversation, the temple was vacated, but the uneasy calm remains here. Back to you, Akshita.
Very clearly.